Welcome. You've joined us for a deep dive into some really intriguing material you shared. Excerpts from Wild Sex, a Playful Guide for Lovers.
That's right.
Our mission today is to, well, go beyond just summarizing and really pull out the most valuable insights and maybe some hands-on tools for spicing things up in your relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're tackling this idea that, great sex doesn't just happen. It's something we can actively cultivate.
Exactly. It's fascinating how the book kind of reframes the conversation around sexual intimacy.
Mm-hmm.
It suggests that truly fulfilling sex, what they call epic sex, is actually a skill.
Skill.
Yeah, like a practice that requires us to be intentional and willing to explore new dimensions of pleasure and connection with our partners.
Okay, so this epic sex framework, the notes break it down into 6 key areas, right?
Hmm.
Sensational sex, electric sex, wild sex, tantric sex, kinky sex, and enlightened sex. It sounds almost like a roadmap.
That's a great way to think about it, yeah.
Yeah.
A roadmap for exploring the full potential of our sexuality.
Each offering a different flavor, I guess.
Exactly. Each of these categories offers a unique and, well, vital aspect to our intimate lives. They aren't necessarily like step by step, but as we explore them, you'll see how understanding each one can definitely enrich the others.
Okay, let's start with the first one then. Sensational sex. This seems to be about really tuning into the physical side, the different bodily sensations during sex.
Right. The notes contrast this with feeling numb or disconnected, which obviously isn't great.
No, definitely undermines the whole experience.
Absolutely. And what's key here is understanding that while that initial spark, new relationship energy often brings heightened
When you
sensitivity.
can't get enough feeling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But maintaining that level of awareness over time in a long-term thing, that takes conscious effort. It's not automatic.
Right. It fades if you don't tend to it. The notes look at this for both men and women. I found the point about men really interested in this pressure to be a performer.
Mhm.
Focusing on lasting, getting hard, making sure she orgasms, often losing touch with their own experience.
Yeah, and this brings up such a crucial point about what actually makes sex satisfying for everyone. The material suggests that, many women deeply value a partner who is fully present.
Present.
Yeah, connected during intimacy. Someone who's aware of their own body and sensations as much as their partners. It's about a shared experience, not just hitting a target.
That makes sense. And for women, the notes mention the self-consciousness thing. Worries about appearance. Am I doing it right? Am I too much? Not enough?
Oh, absolutely. It's so common. And it really highlights how cultural messages, maybe past shame or even trauma, can impact a woman's ability to just feel, to fully experience sensation.
So it's about safety then.
Totally. Creating a feeling of profound emotional safety becomes essential. That means a partner who offers like complete non-judgmental acceptance of whatever comes up for her during sex pleasure, sure, but also vulnerability, maybe even discomfort.
Without making it a problem.
Exactly. That acceptance can be incredibly freeing. It allows for deeper sensation to actually surface.
So how do we actively cultivate this? The notes mention an exercise called sandboxing. It, the name suggests a safe space to play.
Yeah, it does. And what's great about this exercise is its kind of structured simplicity. One partner lies down, blindfolded, they're the receiver.
Okay.
You set a timer, say 20 minutes. The giver then uses their hands, maybe some lube, maybe some soft tools like a feather or a faux fur glove,
Oh,
to
nice.
gently stroke the receiver's body.
And the key is starting gently and checking in,
Yeah.
right? Like lighter or firmer.
Exactly. Communication is key. For men, the suggestions include exploring areas like the perineum, that space between the genitals and anus,
Right.
the testicles, inner thighs, groin, stomach, even the frenulum, that sensitive ridge under the head, using different touches, long strokes, short, light touches, pressure, circles, maybe even gently pulling or stretching the testicles.
Okay, lots to explore there. And for women,
Similar idea. Inner thighs, belly, perineum, the vaginal opening, the inner and outer labia, clitoris, pelvis. Again, varied touch, strokes, pressure, circles, gently holding and stroking in the labia, maybe placing a palm softly on the clitoris. It's all about mindful exploration.
and the receiver's job.
It's just to feel. Simply focus on the sensations. No pressure to react a certain way, no performance needed, just communicate preferences.
And then talk about it after.
Yeah, if
Right.
afterwards both partners share their experiences. The notes even suggest that if sex follows this, the sensitivity can be like way higher.
Makes sense. What if someone isn't sure what they like or how to direct?
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
The troubleshooting tips are helpful. Maybe ask simple yes/no questions. More pressure here, or just does this feel good?
Keep it simple.
Yeah. And it's important to know it's okay if you don't feel much at first. That initial numbness is common. It improves with practice as you kind of reawaken those
Right,
pathways.
retraining your body to feel. Okay, let's shift gears to wild sex. The notes say this raw energy is often the initial hook,
That animal magnetism.
but it's often the first thing to fade in long-term relationships, which nobody really wants, right?
Exactly. The material really stresses that this wildness isn't something to just let disappear, especially in committed relationships. It needs conscious nurturing. Keep that instinct alive.
For men, the notes challenge that idea that women just want to be, quote, pounded by someone disconnected.
Yeah, that's a huge misconception.
The emphasis is on staying present, connected, even during really intense, passionate sex.
Such an important distinction. It separates authentic wildness from just being aggressive or like impersonal. The notes even suggest men might start seeing long-term partners as needing care, not raw passion.
Oh, interesting. Like they shift into protector mode?
Maybe unconsciously, yeah.
Yeah.
But the source counters this, highlighting how essential this wilder aspect can be for a woman's happiness, her sanity even.
Right. And for women, wild sex is framed as liberation, needing self-acceptance to really let go.
Totally. Expressing sexuality without holding back. The notes mention vocalizing from the lower belly, the pelvis.
Not just head noises.
Exactly. And deep, unrestrained breath, moving freely. It links physical expression to emotional freedom, releasing sounds, movement that breaks through constraints.
So how do we bring this wild energy back? There's an animal play exercise mentioned. Sounds playful.
It is. It's about stepping outside the usual routine, injecting spontaneity. It starts with each partner taking 5 minutes, uninterrupted,
Yeah.
to just share their wildest sexual desires.
Just saying them, no discussion.
No discussion, no judgment, just voicing them. That alone can be powerful.
I bet. Then what?
Then both lie down for 5 minutes of deep, full, almost primal breathing. Focus the breath right into the pelvis. Make sounds if you feel like it. It's about shifting from thinking to feeling.
Getting into the body.
And then comes the animalistic play. 5 minutes of lighthearted wrestling, maybe playful biting, gentle clawing, but without
So
seriousness.
it's pure play.
Exactly. No expectation of it leaving anywhere specific. It breaks down inhibitions, releases energy. Then you follow that playful energy into making wild love. The notes acknowledge it might feel awkward at first,
Yeah, I can imagine.
but the advice is just dive in, have fun with it, don't overthink it.
Okay, fun. Now, electric sex. That feeling of intense, full-body aliveness, that chemistry, we know that spark. How do we keep it going?
Well, the notes suggest you can intentionally cultivate it. For men, it's described as taking that focused penile sensation and consciously spreading it,
Spreading it. How?
using breath.
Yeah.
Deep, full breaths into the lower belly, the pelvic area, during sex. That's a key technique.
So it's not just contained down there, it becomes a whole body thing.
Precisely. And for women, the emphasis is that orgasm comes from within. Again, breath is key deep into the lower belly, the pelvic floor, and actively moving that sexual energy through the body. The notes also suggest focusing awareness on vaginal sensations, like a meditation almost.
Meditation on the pussy. Okay. So internal focus and breath seem crucial for both.
It's about taking ownership of your own arousal, yeah, not just relying on the external stuff. And this leads nicely into a combined practice, the penis and pussy massage.
Okay, this sounds foundational.
It really is. The notes list tons of benefits. Feeling good, relaxing, emotional expression, connection, communication. It covers a lot.
Let's break it down. Pussy massage first. What's involved?
Setting the scene is important. Warm room, maybe low light, sensual music, good lube, or oil.
Atmosphere matters.
Definitely. The giver sits comfortably, maybe between her legs propped on pillows, and it suggests starting by just expressing appreciation for her vulva.
A little verbal appreciation. Nice.
Yeah. And throughout, gently reminding her to breathe deeply, relax into her pelvis.
All right, then the touch.
It's slow, deliberate. Starting with long strokes from the perineum up towards the pelvis, gentle stroking of the outer labia with thumbs, tender massage of the whole outer vulva.
Taking time.
Exactly. Spending extra time circling the clitoris slightly, very light circles around the vaginal opening, no penetration. Slow, clockwise circles on the perineum with thumb.
It sounds very thorough and gentle. How does it end?
It ends with stillness. One hand gently under her sacrum, the other resting softly on her vulva or lower pelvis, holding for at least 2 minutes. Integration time. Then quiet relaxation, maybe cuddles, kisses, and then talking about the experience and for the receiver. Key thing is that deep pelvic breathing, visualizing the turn-on spreading through her whole body.
Got it. Now, the penis massage, similar setup.
Similar setup, yeah. Lube, relaxed mode. Crucially, the giver reassures the receiver. Zero pressure. No need for an erection, orgasm, or even specific pleasure. Just relaxation, new sensations.
Taking the pressure off immediately. Good.
Huge. Starts with long, deep strokes on the inner thighs, groin, gently stretching the penis to release tension. Again, encouraging slow, full pelvic breathing.
Then specific techniques.
Alternating gentle thumb rolls on the perineum, stroking the penis, base to tip, with both hands, using fingers gently on the shaft. And then there's the ice cream cone technique.
Ice cream cone. Intriguing.
Yeah, you gently curl your palm around the head and make a slight twisting motion as you stroke up towards the base.
Okay.
The notes also say you can just simply hold the penis comfortingly, or, if desired, move into stroking for orgasm.
It really feels like these massages are about way more than just the physical.
Hmm.
Connection, mindfulness, no pressure.
Absolutely. And the troubleshooting tips are great too.
Mm-hmm.
For the pussy massage, emphasizing slowness,
Yeah.
holding space for emotions, letting her say no, especially if there's past trauma.
Oh, important.
And for the penis massage, directly tackling that performance pressure, those internalized messages about what the penis should do. It's all about sensation without expectation.
Makes sense. Okay, before we move on, there's a quick lover's tip revisiting wild sex. Why don't couples have more of it?
Yeah, this is insightful. It recognizes many people just don't know this deeper level is possible or worth striving for. Lack of good examples, maybe negative past experiences or beliefs holding them back.
It also mentions specific challenges for women: trauma, shame, insecurity, numbness. And for men, that performance pressure, again, negative cultural vibes around masculine sexuality.
Right. And the tip also mentions something really relevant today. The potential impact of long-term porn use on experiencing real-life intensity.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
Definitely. Ultimately, it says, sexual mastery involves understanding and gently helping release each partner's unique blocks.
Okay. Now, tantric sex. The notes say this is hard to explain without experiencing it. I liked the analogy. Regular sex is a cappella. Tantric sex is like high-quality headphones on an exotic beach.
Huh. Yeah, it captures that potential for a much richer, more immersive, multisensory experience.
But it sounds complicated,
Well,
spirited.
the notes actually dispel that myth a bit, saying it doesn't have to be super complex or require years of spiritual practice just to start exploring the sexual side.
Okay, good.
While Tantra is a deep path to spiritual awakening, it also offers really practical tools for enhancing sex.
So for men, what's the starting point?
The first stage is often about learning to extend and deepen pleasure without rushing to ejaculation, using breath and energy control,
How does that work?
breathing deep into the lower belly, pelvis, even feeling the breath in the cock, as they say. It slows down that urgent sympathetic response and deepens pleasure.
And the energy part.
It's about consciously moving the sexual energy. Maybe just feeling it spread through the body initially, then later, maybe exploring circulating it up the spine, down the front. It shifts focus from just the genitals to the whole body.
A much bigger experience.
Totally. More expansive. The notes briefly touch on deeper levels too. Healing, archetypes, altered states. But that's further down the path.
And for women?
The tantric view emphasizes the sacredness of the body, of pleasure itself. Key steps include letting go of chasing orgasm.
Letting go.
Yeah, instead, feeling each sensation of pleasure in the moment as an orgasm, fully savoring it, and cultivating deep self-love, body, personality, choices, emotions regularly.
That sounds powerful. And the goddess connection.
Engaging with the concept of the goddess as a way to unlock powerful, blissful inner experiences, embracing the sacred feminine within.
How can couples get a taste of this? The notes mention tantric soul-breathing sex.
Right. This starts with really conscious, present foreplay.
Yeah.
Kissing, touching, being fully there.
Okay.
Then, one partner sits in the other's lap. Yavyum position is common straddling, facing each other, or any comfortable variation.
Right, the seated embrace.
Exactly. Then, you breathe together, in and out, synchronized. One person sets the rhythm, just for a few minutes.
Synchronized breathing, what's the focus?
While breathing, you focus on the deepest, most alive, most powerful part of your partner, their essence, whatever word fits. God, goddess, divine masculine feminine, truth, self, source.
Seeing beyond the everyday personality.
Exactly, seeing their greatness. And then you continue making love, any position, while holding that awareness of their deeper essence.
Connecting soul to soul during sex.
That's the idea. The notes mention it might be tricky if you feel unworthy or tend to fantasize, but just bringing the intention is powerful.
Okay, moving into different territory now. Kinky sex. Described with a deliciously naughty, partners in crime vibe.
Haha. Yeah, it captures that playful edge. The key is that kinky is subjective. It's about testing your personal edges, exploring the psychological side of
It's
sex.
like power dynamics, roles, pain, pleasure.
Exactly. Restriction, rules, all that. It's about playing with those psychological levers.
For men, the notes mention desires for dominance, submission, role play, pushing taboos. What are the roadblocks?
Three main ones: communication, partner willingness, and actually setting aside time and space.
Makes sense.
The emphasis is huge on talking beforehand, setting clear boundaries, respecting limits and desires. Always.
Trust is paramount.
Absolutely. Being trustworthy, knowing how to open a partner to new edges gently, without pushing. The notes even mention potential for healing through safe exploration. And importantly, even nice girls can enjoy wild, kinky sex. Don't assume.
Good point. And for women,
Kinky sex is framed as a way to step into different dimensions of their sexual self. Submissive, dominant, whatever facets are there. Exploring fear safely indicates a new horizon.
so it's not just about pleasure.
Not just pleasure, but feeling everything deeply. And the skills learned, communication, boundaries, leaning into fear, they benefit all sexual experiences.
How do you start exploring this? The notes suggest focusing on the geographical edge, unexplored body parts?
Yeah, it's a concrete starting point. Have a conversation about areas with pleasure potential that you haven't explored much.
Like what?
For men, perineum, maybe prostate, anus, testicles, nipples. For women, G-spot, cervix, A-spot, anus, breasts.
Okay.
Then you decide together how to stimulate that area. Maybe prostate massage, maybe cervical stimulation with hands, penis, a toy. Do some research on techniques.
Plan it out.
Set a date. Gather supplies, lube, toys, gloves maybe. Crucially, make sure the receiving partner is really turned on before exploring the new area.
Get them warmed up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And check in constantly. How does that feel? Comfortable.
And the benefit.
Exploring these less common zones builds massive trust and intimacy. It lays a foundation for maybe exploring other kinds of kink later if you want.
What about resistance, like fear around prostate massage for men or cervical stimulation for women?
Totally normal. The troubleshooting acknowledges this. Shares some positive anecdotes too. A boyfriend loving prostate massage, a 52-year-old finding new joy. It suggests having a 20-minute non-judgmental chat about any new sexual desires. Take turns setting up experiences. Be responsible for offering what your partner wants to try.
Taking turns, owning the offering. Good tip. Okay, another lover's tip. This one is about talking about wanting epic sex. How do you bring it up?
Yeah, this tackles that toxic idea that working on sex means something's wrong,
Right, like it should just be perfect naturally.
which is nonsense. The advice is frame it from excitement and adoration. You're such a great lover and I trust you so much. I'd love for us to explore even more passion together because I want this to last forever. Something positive.
Flattery and shared goals.
Exactly. Acknowledge they're great already, but you value them so much you want to reach your full potential together.
It also mentions the benefits. Fosters intimacy, nips issues in the bud, prevents boredom, avoids the sexless marriage trap.
It's about actively taking control together, not just hoping it works out. Challenges will come up, but you face them together.
Proactive, not reactive. Love it. Okay, finally. Enlightened sex. This sounds lofty. It's described as playing with energies, polarities.
Yeah, think masculine, feminine, consciousness, energy, fire, water, fast, slow, hard, soft. The idea is that consciously uniting these opposites releases a powerful third force.
Okay. How does it translate for him?
It's described as fucking from the deepest place, guided by inner knowing, instinct, awareness beyond conditioning, playing with those polarities. Hard then soft, still then sensational, controlled then vulnerable.
So being fluid and responsive moment to moment.
Exactly. Showing up for whatever arises. It leads to more dynamic, interesting sex over time. Personal masturbation practices are suggested as a foundation to build that awareness.
And for her.
It's about opening to sexual energy that feels bigger than just her. Requires letting go of control, needing to look good, surrendering to the moment.
Surrender again.
This can involve intense energies, subtle ones, even primal expressions. A conscious partner will appreciate this freedom. It connects to overall body awareness, letting go in dance, yoga, other areas.
So how do you practice this? The alchemy of pleasure experience has individual and couple parts.
Right. For his individual practice, masturbate normally, no porn, staying aware of penile sensations. Once aroused, visualize fire in the cock, testicles, perineum heat, blazing light, passion, Force for about a minute while stroking.
Okay, fire energy.
Then visualize water flowing through the same areas, movement, sensuality, depth for another minute while stroking.
Water energy.
If ejaculation feels close, pause, rest. Alternate fire and water visualizations, maybe 10 times total, about 10 minutes, delaying ejaculation. Then finish as desired.
Interesting. And for her individual practice?
Very similar. Masturbate normally. Once aroused, visualize fire in the vulva, pelvis, clitoris for a minute while stroking. Then visualize water flowing there for a minute.
Fire and water in the vulva.
If orgasm is near, pause, rest. Alternate fire water about 10 times, 10 minutes total. Delaying orgasm if possible, but acknowledging it might shift the rhythm. Finish as desired.
Getting familiar with those energies internally.
Exactly. Then, the couple's practice recommended after maybe a week of the solo stuff.
Okay, what do they do?
Sit facing each other on the bed, set a 5-minute timer, gaze into each other's eyes.
I gaze.
While gazing, he focuses on feeling his cock is powerful, full of consciousness. She focuses on feeling her vagina vulva like a swirling galaxy of sensation.
Holding that internal feeling while connecting visually.
For the full 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Then begin to make love, just following impulses moment to moment. Afterwards, definitely talk about the experience.
Bringing that individual energetic awareness into the shared space.
That's the alchemy, creating something deeper together.
Wow. What an incredible journey through these 6 dimensions of epic sex. It really drives home that a fulfilling sex life isn't passive.
Absolutely not. It's something we actively create, explore, and take responsibility for. Moving beyond just hoping for good sex to actually building extraordinary passion and connection.
So for you listening, we really hope this gives you some food for thought. Maybe think about which of these practices sparked something in you. How might you start exploring?
Yeah, even a small step can shift the dynamic.
Mm.
And if you are inspired to go deeper, the source material does mention further resources, like a virtual course with guided audio and visuals for these 6 types.
Good to know. Okay, a final thought to leave you with. Out of these 6 areas, sensational, wild, electric, tantric, kinky, and enlightened, which one resonates most with you right now?
And maybe, what's one small, doable step you could take, perhaps even this week, to explore that just a little bit further with your partner? Remember, sustained passion doesn't just happen. It's something beautiful you get to create together.